my name is Brianna, and in this video I'm going to tell you my birth plan for baby number 2. She's a little girl. Her name is going to be Presley Jane. She is due the first week of May, so we will be meeting her really soon. A little bit about me: I might be just a tad OCD, planner, control freak, crazy, as my husband would say quite regularly. And having this be my second go around, I know that what you plan doesn't always happen. The plan I had for my first baby did not happen. Nonetheless, it gives me peace of mind at a time when I feel very anxious and out of control as it is, just due to the fact that I don't know when my body will go into labor. I don't know when she will come. I don't know how quickly it will be. I don't know how she is going to cope with labor herself. It's kind of the two of us in this labor together. I've made a plan. I'm praying to God that at the end of this, the outcome is that Presley comes safely. We make it through labor together. And overall, we'll just be praying that at the end of this birth, she is healthy, happy, and here. So really quickly, what happened in my first birth, which did not go according to plan. Plan was all natural, drug-free birth. Did not happen. I was actually sent home from the hospital when I was 3 centimeters dilated, 2 minutes apart contractions. My water hadn't broken on its own at that point. Sent home, and within 2 hours was back at the hospital, nearly 8 centimeters dilated. Water did break at home, along with throwing up. Just a mess at home, and at that point was told it's your last chance. Would you like an epidural for the pain? Because of the stress, chaos of the situation, got the epidural, and as my husband said, it went from nightmare to dream like that. So actually, when I had Landon, everything felt much more relaxed, calm, peaceful. I was even able to nap for a few hours and put on some makeup and feel human and get to enjoy his birth. I did have him vaginally and did end up tearing in 2 places. Sorry if you think that's TMI, but that's with birth, pregnancy, all of this is a lot of information. So if you don't like this, you don't have to watch. I was talking to my OB, and she was telling me that women on their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, later births after their first, that are closely spaced together, so within a 1 to 2 year period after their first birth, generally labor times will be cut in half as you go. So with Landon, his labor was around 12 hours, but again, I napped for about 3 to 4 of those hours after getting the epidural before actually waking up 10 centimeters dilated, pushed him out. So her consensus was, be prepared, this labor will likely be under 6 hours, and that I might get the natural birth that I wanted with my first. Guess what? Not quite sure I want that. After going through what we went through, I'm just not sure I want my husband or I in that sort of state of mind, if at all possible. Dealing with the fact this is not in my control. She could decide to come in 2 hours and I have a natural birth, and it's not my choice. As long as she's healthy, that is fine. I know I can do it. My body was designed to do it. That's what I keep telling myself. However, if I go into labor, get to the hospital, and they tell me, you know, you're in the window where you can elect to have an epidural, I will be choosing the epidural. Let me tell you that. I would much rather have Adam enjoy the experience instead of being worried about me. I would rather enjoy the experience, not be in a state of mind where I'm not sure if I'm fully present. I feel like I remember Landon's birth so crisp and clearly because I was able to be calm and focused, and truly to this day, I was saying to my sister, I feel like I remember everything about his birth after I got the epidural, just because I was able to enjoy it and relish in that moment and that experience. So all of that being said, if I have the option and we get to the hospital on time and I can elect to have an epidural, the plan is to have an epidural for this birth as well. I have my little folder for in my hospital bag. I did a video on what's in my hospital bag. If you want to see it, I'll put the link in the description box below. But I also have printed out what Presley Jane's birth plan will be, so I'll kind of walk you through what's on the birth plan. I did get this birth plan. It's just a PDF that was a template off of the bump. So if you're looking for a template, I thought it was really helpful to kind of walk you through a ton of things that you can be checking off, thinking about. So if necessary, I could hand this over to a nurse there or my husband, and they can look at it and know everything that we talked about. The birth plan itself has what my name is, what my partner's name is, the due date, or if I were to be induced, what that date would be set at. It has my doctor's names, the hospital that I would be delivering at. It has some questions just if I've encountered anything like group B strep, gestational diabetes, other sort of issues that pregnant women deal with. You can kind of check those boxes. The delivery is planned as vaginal. I would like my partner to be there for the entire birth. It kind of lets you list if there would be anyone else there with you, like a midwife or other people in your family, or a doula. It asks for some things about during labor, what your preferences are. I don't feel like I needed music playing or anything like that, but I know a lot of women find a lot of comfort in that during labor. As well as it asks if you'd like the room quiet, or if you'd like the lights dim, or if you would like a mirror. It asks a lot of things. These are the things that I would like, if possible. Again, if I can plan this or have choices, if there's time, these are my options. I wanna wear my own clothes. I did get a gownie I wanna wear for delivery. I do wear contacts, so it asks, and I do want to keep my contacts in the entire time so that I can be seeing everything. It does say for my partner and I to be able to film or take pictures. We do want to capture these important moments. And hopefully, again, if all's going well and it's an option and we can put together a birth vlog video, we will do that. I want, again, my partner to be present the entire time. I would like to stay hydrated, have liquids, ice chips, and to eat and drink as approved by my doctor. I definitely felt like snacking or having, I think last time they gave me the option of being able to have fruit or slushies, like very just kind of light things. I would like that option again. Labor just takes so much out of you. I feel like you need sustenance to maintain that energy. First stage of labor, I would like to try to walk around as long as possible. Again, this is if there's the time before I can get the epidural. I would like to walk around for as long as possible before I get the epidural. I would like fetal monitoring to be external. They kind of ask you about, like, do you want it at all? Do you want it intermittently? Do you want it continuously? Only if the baby's in distress. And I just said external. I think knowing the heart rate of the baby is good to make sure that they're not stressing during labor. I'd like labor augmentation if the baby is in distress. Like if there is a reason why Presley needs to come out quickly and we need to do something, like that is the reason why I would want either Pitocin or something else that's going to speed the labor up. It kind of asks you other things like, do you want nipple stimulation? Do you want your membrane stripped? Do you want the gel that they can put on? All of those sort of things. Pain relief, what would I like to use? I said breathing techniques, hot therapy, massage, a standard epidural, and I also just kind of checked on here what I request or what is suggested at the time. So if there's something that the nurse or a doctor says, hey, you have this option, and my husband and I can say, yes, that sounds like the right option for us at this time, go with that. During delivery, I would like to be semi-reclined and use people for leg support. I felt last time I was not laying flat on my back. They actually propped the bed up because I did have the epidural, so that I was basically sitting up and the nurses like supported my legs back for pushing. I felt like that helped gravity, like to push the baby out, because I wasn't on my back or anything like that. I was actually like up and facing like tilted so that the baby kind of came out with gravity. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. I will bring a birthing ball. Adam got one for me last time and it actually helped a lot, both at home when I was laboring before I went to the hospital, and at the hospital I like using a birth ball. As the baby's delivered, I would push as directed. I feel like last time I knew I was at 10 centimeters. The nurse walked me through how to push and his head already just started coming out, so they actually had to make me stop and wait till they got the team in the room for the actual delivery. And then it just took, you know, 2 more pushes to get Landon out, so I would just let them kind of direct me and say like, okay, you're ready to go, and push the baby out with sort of their supervision. I would like a full dose of the epidural at that point. Whatever, then again, my doctor sort of deems necessary in that moment, go with what the doctor also suggest. This does ask if your partner wants to help catch the baby. Adam said no, he doesn't want to help catch the baby. He wants to be like here. So we'll let his preference stay. It asks if you'd like an episiotomy. I would say no unless deemed absolutely necessary. My hope is that this time I'm actually not going to try to push as hard or as quickly if at all possible, especially with an epidural, just to avoid tearing. So my hope would be I can avoid tearing by sort of taking my time, really just being more cognizant of how I'm pushing. But if I do tear, would like anesthesia, local anesthesia that is, for the repair. After delivery, Adam does want to cut the umbilical cord, so I noted that here, and we said after it stops pulsating, so to like wait a bit to cut it. If a C-section is necessary, I would like to make sure all other options have been exhausted. Want to make sure Adam is with me the entire time. So immediately after the delivery, I want to hold my baby. I want, as soon as that baby comes out, that baby gets put on my chest and I get to see it, hold it, smell it, cuddle with it, love on it right away. I would like to breastfeed as soon as possible after delivery. I felt with my first, the lactation consultant came immediately and was showing me, making sure I was giving him the opportunity to try to nurse, suckle, latch, and we had a really successful breastfeeding journey. So want to hopefully set up Presley for that again. I would like the baby's medical exam to be given in my presence after we've bonded and with my partner, so Adam, there as well. I'm asking them please not to give my baby formula or a pacifier while we are there. I'd like to be there for baby's first bath. I think Adam helped with Landon's last time, so I'd like for him to be able to help again too. Again, there's another feeding question, only with breast milk on demand, and I would like the help of a lactation specialist to come again and just make sure every baby's different. Is she latching appropriately? Am I doing everything right? Because I feel like I'm still probably rusty. I know it's been not quite a year since I stopped breastfeeding Landon, but nearly a year, so I would also like baby to be roomed in. I don't want my baby going to the nursery. I want the baby with me at all times. My partner obviously can be there at all times, sleep in the room with me, unlimited visiting. Presley is not a boy as far as we know, so don't need to worry about the circumcision question. Then as needed post-delivery, what kind of medications do you want to take? I did say any sort of just pain reliever I would take. It did help quite tremendously last time since I did tear, but I would only ask for it or take it if I felt I really needed it. After birth, I would like to stay in the hospital for as long as possible. Even though I do know that we will be going home to Landon, I do just feel like for me and the baby, I just want to make sure everything's okay with us and that we've checked out before we go home. Since I did deliver vaginally with the first, we only stayed in the hospital for 2 days or like 48 hours. And I felt that felt really fast to have all of kind of the checkouts you needed before you left. So I wouldn't be trying to rush out of the hospital before I'm fully checked, the baby's fully checked, and they say, okay, everything's fine. Because I would hate to go home and have to go back to the hospital because something, you know, was unforeseen with the baby or even myself. If my baby is not well, oh Jesus, my partner and I accompany it to the NICU or if another facility, I would definitely pump breast milk to feed my baby if for some reason we were unable to breastfeed because of the situation, and I would be asked to please hold her as much as possible. So there you have it, that's the birth plan. There's so many things, honestly, even those like 5 sheets of paper were riddled with so many other options or boxes I could have checked off, thought about. Adam and I have done a lot of thinking, and I think just because of going through this one time, you know that you can't always necessarily pick everything that you want, but we will just keep praying for a healthy delivery. I am continuing to eat as healthy as I can, work out so that my body is in the best condition to withstand the trial of labor, because labor is no joke. And I also know that will help expedite my recovery because I'm not only going to be caring for a newborn, but I still have a 2-year-old that I need to be caring for at home too. So I not only need to be healthy enough to withstand labor, but also healthy so that during my recovery window, I can still be caring for my babies. I am not a medical expert, health practitioner. I am just a mama who's gone through this once before. And again, I know my entire plan might not actually happen, but it feels really reassuring to me to at least have it down on paper and have thought through these things so that in the moment, I'm not making the wrong decision. My partner and I have talked about this. He's also on board, just so that we can be giving answers we know we've agreed upon. If you're the type of person who likes to have something planned, if this would give you peace of mind, definitely do it. Do whatever is going to make you feel comfortable, prepared, and mentally ready for labor, which is going to be a very, very intense experience. If you have shared with me in the comments that you are pregnant, TTC, know I'm praying for you, and that I hope that whatever plans you have or intentions you have for your birth, I hope that they actually come to fruition for you. You'll be in my thoughts and prayers, and please start leaving in the comments. I know a couple of mamas that have been kind of in this group and following have commented that they've had their babies, or some mamas who've just joined have had babies recently. But please, as you start to have your little one, let us know in the comments, how did your labor go? What's your baby's name? Did you have a boy or a girl? I would love to know all of those things and get to know you better, and know that I'm praying for you and wishing you tons and tons of good thoughts. And there's so much love and support from this end of the screen. I hope that you can feel that. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.
Way you curse when we're in traffic, a million flavors of your chapstick, the way that you keep my heart captive.